It was the missing piece in Colombia's quest to end this 50-years-old civil conflict. But finally the ELN, the second biggest rebel group in the country, agreed to start formal peace negotiations with the government.
They have agreed to open a public negotiating table to address the points on the agenda in order to reach a final agreement to end the armed conflict and agree to transformations in search of a peaceful and equitable Colombia.
The announcement was made in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, where the sides have been meeting in exploratory talks since 2014. Under the deal, the public negotiations will take place in Ecuador, but some sessions will be held in Brazil, Chile, Cuba, and Venezuela.
The action plan will involve mechanisms of control, monitoring, and verification that will include the participation of society, the international community, the government, and the National Liberation Army.
The two sides agreed to a broad six-point agenda that will deal with issues like peace construction and the right of victims. The focus will be on public participation to define the most needed reforms in the regions affected by the conflict. Some points will converge with the ongoing peace talks between the government and the biggest rebels group, the FARC, that have been underway for 4 years in Havana and are now in their final stretch. Founded by a radical Catholic priest in 1964, the ELN is a much smaller group than the FARC, but it has proved resilient and able to inflict damage. Many analysts feared that a peace agreement without the ELN would have been fragile, with eventual FARC dissidents switching to the ELN ranks and taking over areas now under FARC control. In a speech, President Juan Manuel Santos said that bringing the ELN to the negotiating table was paramount.
Será el fin de las guerrillas.
It will be the end of guerrilla groups, and we can all concentrate on making our country the free, normal, modern, and inclusive place it can and should be.
Moderna.
At this point, it's still unclear when the negotiations will begin in earnest. The government wants the ELN to release any hostage they're still holding before agreeing to a date. What's clear, though, is that this announcement means the country took another important step toward a definitive and sustainable peace. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogotá.